Two sides. Para Hills coming off a loss last week, and West Torrens Birkalla a big win against Adelaide Comets. Do not go anywhere. The full 90 coming up soon.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Ready to play?
I think the people involved, you get to meet a lot of people in football, and that's just one of the great things. Not only is the sport great, but the people involved. So fellow referees, players, coaches, even fans. I love officiating because it keeps me involved in football. I was a player, but I don't reckon I could cut it out there anymore, at least at any decent level. But as a referee, I get to be involved in high levels of football. Keeps me involved, keeps me fit, and is great fun. I think I have a moment of this is why I do this every week. It's always good fun to get out there, and there are tough moments, but being resilient and succeeding, even just in the little things throughout a match. I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn, and as a referee you'll surely come across a lot of them, and I certainly have. I reckon give it a go. You will face challenges, but that's a part of it, and I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings, Tom Wren for sport, Jade Robran on the scene as it happens, Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide, Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA, always Adelaide.
In round one last year, this fixture delivered a 6-goal thriller, a first-half double from Alex Samopoulos and one just after half-time from Vian Kurikwamana had Para Hills thinking they had 3 points done and dusted. That was until Birkalla brought on Tyrese Conway just after that night's third, and he then completed a stunning second-half hat-trick. Will we see more of that early round action like we did last year? 90 minutes await us to write that next page of the story. It's lovely to have your company. I'm Seb O'Neill with you for this one as we look at this week's results and fixtures. Only the one yesterday at Cooper Stadium, Beergrad 1-0 over Adelaide United, courtesy of Lorenzo Baselli. And of course, we look at today, a few others going on. Let's look at the lineups for Para Hills Knights. They come off a 3-2 loss against Croydon FC in round one, where they were leading 2-0 just after half an hour, but ultimately couldn't make the result stick. In goal, Lachlan Fusco starts for a second consecutive fixture, something he hasn't done since 2024 when he was with West Adelaide in State League One. Some new faces for this season as well come into the starting 11. Former Olympic and Playford man Issa Sindahare and Frenchman Theo Hernandez coming from the start, with Shoshi Kani with a starting debut after coming on for the second half last week in from the go as well. Jackson Merritt and Michael Diana dropped to the bench with Kelvin Kamburu out of the matchday squad entirely. The side is coached by Joe Allison. As we see both sides out onto the field of play. For West Torrens Birkalla, after a dominant performance against Adelaide Comets, scoring 3 goals unanswered, their ever-reliable captain Nicholas Harpus remains between the sticks, and an internationally experienced centre-back pairing of Jared Clark and Kane Vidmar in front of him, with Nathan Andianto and Yohai Matsumoto at left and right back respectively. In midfield, a former Adelaide United youth pairing of Alan Welsh and Ryan Yates. Up front, Amir Ibrahim drops to the bench, and in comes Somalian international Zakaria Abdullahi after not being involved last week. Zoid Zarkani, George Blackwood and young gun Dylan Clarkson Thomas complete the forward line, with them all being involved with those 3 goals against Comets last time out. Stav Galekis in charge of the side this afternoon. Our refereeing staff, Dion Turner in the middle with assistant referees Ellie Seaton and Cameron Joy. As we see the coin toss between the two captains as well. Alternate results for these two sides last week. As I said, Para Hills, you'd have to say disappointing in the end for them. It's not come out with anything against Croydon. Birkalla, though, an utterly dominant performance against Adelaide Comets at Ellis Park. They do actually sit top of the table thanks to their goal difference to West Torrens Birkalla, so I'm sure we'll be looking to add to that this afternoon. Both sides in their huddles, just about ready for kickoff here. 3 p.m. scheduled here in Para Hills. .25 degrees aroundabouts as well. A warm-ish day, especially down on that lovely surface we have here at Casinco Stadium. West Torrens Birkalla more used to playing on their home artificial surface, of course. A bit more harder on the feet as well, but all ready to get us underway here. It will be Issa Sindahare to get us started. One of their new signings to get us started for this Saturday in round 2. From kickoff, going right back to Lachlan Fusco in goal. Guerrero missing the header. Instead it was Kane Vidmar who just flicked it on backwards. Zarkani coming for an offside position and having to rush back is Christa Kakpo to launch into his defence, but that's a poor giveaway. Zoid Zarkani had the goal open to him. Just couldn't get it on target that time around. And already a new ball for the first time in this match. 2 assists last week did Zoid Sarkani have against Adelaide Comets. He rejoins West Torrens Birkalla after his last stint with the club in the back half of the 2024 season. He scored 6 goals in 8 matches. And not too sure what is currently going on. I think it might be a flat ball we have. Rather bizarre circumstances for only less than 2 minutes in. And I think we just have to wait for a new ball at the moment. Like London buses, as one comes onto the pitch, we get 3. Lachlan Fusco to get us back underway finally. After a bit of confusion. Goes long by Ulaj. And a header only upwards from Sindahari. That's a late one there. Will result in an early booking, the first of the match, just 2.5 minutes in. Going to Skosiani. Joins the club this year after being a former youth player of Para Hills, the former West Adelaide Olympic. Hey, Matsumoto just on the floor currently, just giving himself that time to possibly recover. Of course, it was the yellow, so even no, doesn't need to come off the field of play. Jared Clark to Kane Vidmar, as previously mentioned, both 2 internationals for Vanuatu in Jared Clark's case, and Kane Vidmar for Australia at youth level. Blackwood finds Abdullahi on the angle, and that will be poked away. Actually comes off Abdullahi in the end, and will be a Para Hills Knights goal kick.
Come on, Dion!
Ball yet to really enter the defensive half of West Torrens Birkalla. That's a long ball. Vidmar will look to win the header against Sindahare, but instead Marco Guerrero got to the end of it. Sindahare now on the angle, was looking for the cutback, but just got the timing of the hit of the ball wrong. The ball's given right back. Abdullahi again. Now George Blackwood, pushed down, fairly so. Ulaj just slowly manoeuvring his way upfield. Fernandez, our first look at the Frenchman. Former Amiens, a French second division side over there. He's also represented France at the European University Championships. Has the 25-year-old Frenchman, the number 20 for Para Hills today. His first appearance. Didn't play last week. Jared Clark on the ball now. Joined from FK Beergrad after, for the majority of the season, really coming off the bench for most matches against Beergrad, and even at times coming on in centre midfield. That's a good ball over the top for Clarkson Thomas. Just a bit too much on it from George Blackwood. Another very experienced player is George Blackwood. Came over to Adelaide United from Sydney FC quite a few years ago now, and has pretty much made Adelaide home for himself. number 10 in the all-time goal-scoring charts for the A-League men's side, as we see Abdullahi go down the left side. He puts in a cross on his right, looking for the head of Clarkson Thomas. It'll fall back out on the edge for Yohei Matsumoto. Just getting hassled by Sindahari, and then again that time by Jordan Caruso. Ball's adjudged to have gone out on the far side. So, throw in for Burks. Matsumoto. Right on the byline, out for another goal kick. 51st match between these two being played in the South Australian First Division. It's fairly even. 19-1, 10 drawn in the way of Para Hills Knights, 21 lost. So Birkalla only just in front in terms of the winning charts, but a win for Para Hills today will make it closer to being even when it comes around to the reverse side of the fixture. Did have an early match, as I said earlier, between these two last season. Here comes Blackwood down the left, puts in the low ball, and cleared out for the first corner of the match by Mark Ularge.
Stay back.
Looks like it'll be Ryan Yates to take the corner. All but three outfielders in the box for this one. Two Birkalla out in Vidmar Matsumoto and Marco Guerrera up front for Para Hills. Getting closer in options now. Corner coming from Yates at the back post. The header in is brilliant from George Blackwood. 2 in 2 weeks for the former Oldham Athletic striker. Gets West Torrens Birkalla 1-0 up in 8 minutes. The precision of that header. And I'm sure the height of George Blackwood also helps. It was an early start last week, of course, as well. Courtesy of Dylan Clarkson Thomas. And we have the same again with West Torrens Birkalla. 7 minutes in last week as well, so a fan of the early start. The 2024 promotion winners. It's their second season back in the top flight of South Australia. Had a fairly successful one last year, just sneaking into finals, although losing at the first hurdle against Croydon. Funny circumstance as well. They played each other in the league the week before, and then with the result in which they played out, had to face each other again in the finals. Nice ball out to Abdullahi. He got the touchdown, but the opposing number 11 in Christa Kakpo cleared it out onto the hill behind us. Andy Anso takes the throw short. He'll get it back. Goes backwards towards Yohei Matsumoto. Clark to Vidmar. Nice ball through the centre from Blackwood. Pulls the trigger. Deflects off the back of a Para Hills Knights defender, and they'll try launch back again, but the forward press from West Torrens Birkalla was very hard for them to get out of, but here they come. Sindahari shouts of offside, and it will be heated by assistant referee Ellie Seaton on this close side. Very experienced assistant referee, made her A-League women's debut as that in February of last year in a match between Adelaide United and the Perth Glory.
into it, Dylan. Get into it, Dylan.
All over the top. Headed away. Fernandez. Ball was just taken off of Kai Blomley. Joining from Port Adelaide. Very important player for them. Played 19 matches in the State League 2 North last season, did Kai Blomley. Sindahare was looking for the cut back across goal. Still trying to find something. Decent work there to keep the attack going. It's a long cross which actually went out of play before coming back in. Nicholas Harpus, I'm sure very happy to start his season with a clean sheet last week against Adelaide Comets. Made a few saves in that one. And often near the top of the charts when it comes to goalkeeper of the year lists come year's end. That ball was well cut out there by Jared Clark from Shkosiani. But they still come here. Guerrera tries to put the ball in on his left, but comes off the back of the lead, I think, that time from Yoho Matsumoto.
In the central zone, Z.
Guerrera switches the ball, or at least tries to, but Abdullahi getting there first. That's a long ball over the top, which will have to be chased down by Marley McFall with the oncoming Toita Kani. Akakpo. That's well worked by Abdullahi there. Again, just happy to put the pressure on Birkalla early on in this.
Down the outside, down the outside.
And Dianto again with the throw. Siani. Back to Captain Ulaj. Fernandez. Finds Siani in midfield. And then back to Ulaj. Fusco.
Good, half and half, Joey, half.
Might be a clean sheet for him this week. Member of that promotion-winning side back in 2023. But actually his first minutes for Para Hills in the NPL since then, after stints with West Adelaide and Salisbury Inter. Joined the club in the second half of last season as their backup to Yanni Delengis, now at Adelaide Comets. Attacking throw for Para Hills Knights. Adijo trying to win it back off Blackwood. Vidmar under pressure from Guerrero, and Vidmar just clears out of harm's way to at least prevent an attack for now. Molly McFall just spraying it out wide. Back into the centre with Blomley. They scored 33 goals last season did West Torrens Birkalla, sorry. Tough challenge in there. Adijo. Once again under pressure, that time from Ryan Yates. Switching it out wide. Akakpo. Finds Siani, who's forced out wide. And it will continue on with a goal kick. All other games this round being played this Saturday afternoon and evening. Adelaide Comets in Campbelltown currently underway over on the outskirts of the city. Sturton, West Adelaide in that State League 1 Grand Final rematch, now in the NPL, just under an hour's time. And then tonight, Metro Stars and Playford, as well as Croydon versus Adelaide City. Some big ones for those four there. Don't forget as well the WNPL Apex Steel WNPL got underway last night. One more match to come this afternoon at 4:30 between Metro Stars and Salisbury Inter to complete their round one. Matsumoto started every match last season. To the former Campbelltown and, of course, Para Hills player. Blackwood. Bit too much on that ball, maybe. Another throw in to come from Nathan Andianto. Was a part of that contingent last year that moved over from Comets after Birkalla getting promoted. That header, I think, came off last to Para Hills defender, but it has stayed in play. And that one will be a corner. The short corner. Back post, cross, headed away. Should say away from goal. It was an attacking header, that one. Two fixtures last year. A 3-3 draw, as I said earlier, in round one. And then a 1-0 win away, courtesy of Ali Reyes Marathi in round 12 at Jack Smith Park, was the two they played out. From that round one game, only Kelvin Kamburu that started that day is still at the club, and Ulaj and Lansana Smith were at the bench. Lansana Smith on the bench today, Mark Ulaj starting, and Kelvin Kamburu not involved today whatsoever. So certainly plenty of turnover in 1 year for Para Hills. Side that in the last round last year survived relegation. Free kick given in a, what you would say is a goal scoring position, if anyone does have the confidence to do so. Looks like it will be Soitar Kani to take this one. Had an interrupted last season, was with Sturt in the first half, and then had some disciplinary issues which left him out for quite a few weeks until joining Eastern United for their last few matches of their campaign, and in the end was their hero in that promotion playoff grand final up into State League 1. Already has 2 assists from the last week's game against Comets. We'll want to make it another goal contribution here. Soitar Kani on the free kick. He goes direct. Fusco only gets it downwards and cleared away in the end. Tarkani turns one, touches a little bit too much on that one, and then turned over. Para Hills Knights look to counter. Blomley Blackwood gets the touch off there. And Adejo will go back. Kakpo will spray it across his back line towards Carl Miley McFall. Played a majority of his football last year in the reserves competition. Only played the 2 senior matches last year. Did the number 22 for Para Hills. Turned by Clarkson Thomas. Has to use his body and be strong against Marley McFall to get a clean connection there. And Birkalla are on here. Abdullahi offside, unfortunately for him. Only scored the 1 goal for Modbury Jets last season in their disappointing campaign. They will restart with a Para Hills free kick. Back to Lachlan Fusco. He himself only played the 1 match of senior football in State League 2 North last year. That one's been turned over once again. Poked out wide to Blackwood now on the right side. He puts in a low ball, which is taken away from him by Kai Blomley. Cleared into the stands. That one by Jared Clark.
Get out!
Throw and go short. It's a nice back heel. Matsumoto just applying the pressure to force another throw. Another short throw. It's a decent cross in. Finds the header at the back post. Adejo, not too much pace on it. Got it on target at least, but they launch on a nice counter here. Harpers to Abdullahi. Getting a number in the box in Zarkani. Goes himself, Abdullahi, at the back post. The hit, not too nice, as we are accustomed to from Dylan Clarkson Thomas on the follow-up. They keep the ball, though. Blackwood. Puts it through for George Blackwood. He tries to turn against Fernandez. The ball comes in, only touched on by Fusco. And that's a nudge in the back by Abdullahi there on that occasion. Concedes the foul, and probably thankful are Para Hills Knights that that attack has at least come to end for now. Fusco just pushing his side forward. Imagine looking for the long ball in this case, and he does do so. Header one initially by Alan Welsh. Once again, they'll go back to Fusco. That's a poor giveaway by Fusco. Clarkson Thomas puts in Toit Zarkani through. Takes it past one. Pulls the trigger. And doesn't even get it on target, does Zarkani, as we look for another ball. Don't seem to be at the races so far today, do Para Hills. A few loose giveaways, poor passes, just not putting them in the right place they need to be, especially at 1-0 down pretty early on. Ball over the top. Might find another player in white. Was well done by Matsumoto to try and turn, but in the end win the free kick. Just over a quarter of the way through this one. Matsumoto's switch. Maybe a bit too much on the ball. Couldn't be kept in. Will be a Para Hills Knights throw. A Kakpo. Marley McFall. This is a fairly young team on the park for Para Hills Knights. By my count, only 3 players starting at either 25 or over. Through ball here for Cinder Hare is offside. Those 3 players, Theo Fernandez at 25, Christa Kakpo at 29, and Ulaj at 27. Birkalla a little bit on the older side. Alan Welsh, Harpus, Matsumoto, Andy Yanto, Tsarkani, all over 30. At the moment, the experience winning over against the youth in this case. And they come again here. It's a low ball in that time around from Alan Welsh, the opposing number 22. Ali McFall stopping to go back, and then a cleared ball towards Guerrera, trying to apply the pressure from the forward line. Vidmar. Big signing for West Torrens Birkalla, joining from the now hibernating Western United in the A-League Men's. He only played the 6 matches for them last season, including a goal actually here against Adelaide United at Hindmarsh. His, at the moment, only A-League Men's goal. And was a part, of course, of that under 23 Asian Cup campaign. Was on the bench for all of their matches. Didn't come on. Even made his senior debut against Para Hills Knights back in 2020 for his now former youth side of Adelaide United. Fusco launches long net. Flicked on header both by Vidmar and Sindahare. Harpus goes long himself. And he finds the head of Fernandez, although maybe just got in the way of Ulaj there. And that's a loose leg there left out by Christa Kakpo to give away the free kick. Ball's whipped in, looking for the header. Fusco just getting enough to it to prevent it just from ghosting in there. Still gives away a corner, but better than what the alternative could have been for Para Hills.
Zeke, get out with him. Go!
Has the option of the short corner. Although it's a very short corner if he does take it here. Ball is high. A good position. Over the bar from Alan Welsh. Had 6 last season, did the 3-time Sergio Melter medalist. Had the golden boot as well in one of those years in the 2020 season. Ball back to Harpus, just a little bit behind him, and he has to Root very far out. Blackwood starting an attack. That's a lovely ball over the top for Tarkani. Has Abdullahi as the option, but it could be Tarkani himself, opting not to just take the strike just yet. On the edge of the box, that's a crucial challenge there to prevent the strike from Alan Welsh. Abdullahi again on this left side. Pokes it through. We'll get it the second time around, Abdullahi. His ball wide behind Dylan Clarkson-Thomas, and it will roll all the way out for a throw on the far side.
All right, head out, come on.
Update from around the grounds. Campbelltown City 1-0 up against Adelaide Comets. Not a great start to the season as it stands for Adelaide Comets. Campbelltown coming off a 3-2 loss, of course, against Metro in round 1. Welsh finds it back from Clarkson-Thomas. Andy Anto gets through 2. Tarkani just loses the ball there. McFall. And Birkalla's throw. Right in front of that main stand there.
Zeke's down the outside. Good. George, stay in there. We can step up. One of you defenders, step up.
Ball comes in. Blackwood with their header. Plumley got there first.
Help him, Nate.
Nice touchdown from Abdullahi.
Drop your line, Zeke. Drop your line.
DJ to take the throw. And O'Hare just missing the header. And that one cleared for a goal kick.
Get him up and about again now. Get him up and about again. Zeke. Ball set, yeah. Yeah.
A Kakpo. Back to Fusco in goal.
Yes, it.
That's a bit of a silly one there from a Dijo. Another new player is a Dijo from the reserves of Salisbury United. Scored 22 goals in 19 matches for them. Even won the reserves grand final 2-1 against West Adelaide, in which he scored in. The 21-year-old. But in that instance, just giving away a bit of a silly free kick. Good position for them to whip it in. Looking for the header at the back post once again, but that one too high. Just less than 10 minutes until half-time. Para Hills at this point last week were 2-1 up, thanks to Marco Guerrera. Not having the same fortune though this week. Clark. Now Matsumoto back to Harpus. Missed a bit of last year with a meniscus injury, did the West Torrens Birkalla captain and goalkeeper. Would hope to be playing just about every match in their NPL campaign this year. And I'm sure that West Torrens Birkalla would love that too. Slight nudge, but fair in the eyes of our referee, Dion Turner. Blackwood tries to get forward, just clips slightly, and then again. No foul, though. Ulaj. Nice easy pass to Siani. The ball out wide. It deflects out off of the leg of Matsumoto into the hands of Nicholas Harpus. And a nice smile, I think I saw there from Harpus as well as it was coming towards him. Not too plussed about it. That's a nice ball. The touch, just a little bit too much for Abdullahi. Keep full control. Fernandez. Frenchman on the ball now. Looks for it over the top. Kakpo. Wins it back. Up against Sendianto. This time Adijo. That pass not reaching a teammate there. Blackwood. Pulled down that time by Blomley. Coach Blackwood just asking a few questions of our referee Dion Turner. Yates. Clark. Alan Walsh just tried to let that go through his legs, but didn't reach. Caruso loses the ball. Blackwood, nice touch and turn, and gets past Ulaj. Blackwood on a driving run forward himself. George Blackwood tries to find Abdullahi at the back post here. He puts the ball back in himself. For Para Hills, they'll be happy that that heads back out and they can launch on a counter of their own. It's a well-timed challenge from Ryan Yates, and he wins it back. Abdullahi again on the left. Takes it past one. And that ball in won't reach Alan Welsh. It's not clicking at times. Is West Torrens Birkalla. They sort of get to that final phase of their attack, and either the shot goes wide or the ball that comes in is just slightly off. Other than that, so far, things are going pretty well for them. Guerrera, another nice touch and turn, and wins the free kick against Jared Clark. The 9-cap Vanuatu international. Was runner-up in the 2022 OFC Nations Cup, in which they faced a formidable New Zealand in the final. Played in Vanuatu, 3-0 that afternoon, but Jared Clark did start at centre-back for the national team. As the ball comes in, it's not a bad one. Finds Guerrero in the centre, tries to touch it once more on for Siani. Cleared in the end. Para Hills Knights throw. Spread out wide from Miley McFall to Caruso. Has come through the club as Jordan Caruso only made his senior start and debut last week against Croydon. Another one that played in the reserves 22 matches last year with 2 goals for the left back this afternoon. Guerrera. Now to the aforementioned Caruso. Some nice interplay between the two, but that just stops. Five minutes until half-time. Yates back to Matsumoto, who finds a sliver of space to go back to his centre-back pairing. Vidmar, that one of 2 to receive it. Jared Clark with the ball over the top, and it's a great ball to Clarkson Thomas. If he had held his line, offside flag does go up in the end. Another long ball over the top goes directly to Nicholas Harpers. Clarkson Thomas was looking to try and catch Lachlan Fusco off his line. This would be a bit of a unwanted record-breaking win if Birkalla are to win this afternoon. They haven't won here at Para Hills since 2023, 3 years now. They won 4-2 that day in State League 1. Riley Stam, scoring twice. The other Nicholas Harpers getting on the score sheet twice, and Austin Scambiatera scoring a brace as well that day. At the moment, looking on course for that 3-year deficit to be stopping. Zarkani, he's onside here. Zarkani, can he get a second for Birkalla? Takes it past Fusco, and really just had to find the target, which he does do so. Thought for a moment that maybe again it wasn't going to fall his way, but had the composure to give himself one of the easiest finishes he'll ever have in football. And 2-0 go West Torrens Birkalla.
Super Bowl. Good. Yes, Joey.
His first of the season, Zoe Zarkani. 2 assists last week, so 3 contributions in 2 weeks now. For the former Eastern United and Sturt player from last year. He scored 10 goals in State League 1, 3 in State League 2. So 13 goals in all competitions from 14 matches in all competitions. Ball over the top for Para Hills. They will want to get something back before the break, but sounds like that won't help.
More. How many more, Dion? He haven't worked this time. How many chances he's going to get? 10,000. He's gone. Well, she's super making, pushing in there.
His basketball game, he's gone.
Have the chat. Next one's a yellow card now. Huh? Yeah, keep contending, yeah. All the way.
Harpers to take us into additional time. Welsh couldn't find Blackwood in the end. Can't imagine too much will be added on at the end of this first half. Switch ball won't keep itself in play, despite protests from a Kakpo. Abdullahi. His ball over the top. Misguided.
Get across. T stays. Drop your line, Z.
And that will be where half-time is called by our referee. A dominant half, really, from Birkalla. Para Hills with not too many opportunities for themselves. And they find themselves 2-0 down at home against West Torrens Birkalla. George Blackwood and Zoe Tarkani, the two goal scorers. Blackwood from a header and Zarkani with, in the end, what became pretty individual brilliance to make it as easy for him as possible. Certainly some changes in the case of Para Hills Knights maybe be needed to give themselves more of a fight in the second half. Let's look at the stats. 2-0, of course, the scoreline. Para Hills yet to have a shot at goal on or off target. 3 shots, 6 on target for Birkalla. And again, it isn't all about the stats, but a fairly dominant affair between these two.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings. Tom Wren for sport. Jade Robran on the scene as it happens. Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide. Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Welcome football fans, one and all, to the 2025 RAA NPLSA Grand Final. A night where history beckons. Under the lights here tonight, one team will end their years of wait and finally add another elusive star upon their crest, while the other will face heartbreak and their dreams of glory will have to wait yet another year. It's the Metro Stars Soccer Club facing up against Croydon Football Club. And we're underway here. We have a lift-off in the 2025 RAA NPLSA Grand Final. You can hear the noise already.
Success in this game. Hopefully for him that changes tonight.
First corner of the day by Michael Chidini. Near post. Walls with a header. And it's a great save from Daniel Margosh near to his post on the right there. But it's the first chance of the day, Mark, and it's a great delivery. Goes again, Chidini looking for that near post. This time it's a Croydon head. Out to Satira with the volley. Not sure if the goalkeeper had sight of that one, but it's just gone past the near post.
Yeah,
Here's Oscar Slattery looking to deliver. It's a great ball in as well. Nobody's there for Croydon. And now John will try and clean this up at the back post. John on his left foot, strikes. And deflected out for the first corner for Croydon, Mark. A great delivery there from young Oscar Slattery. Again off the boot of Polly. Celebrated his 150th game this year. Out Trimboli with a right-footed strike, and that's far and wide, but an early sider there for Croydon and their leading marksman this season, Luca Trimboli. Here's his delivery now, near post. Good defensive header. Still going to come to Hisamoto with a strike on the left. Didn't connect with that one as he would have liked, and it goes far over the bar.
Yeah, they know that the fact is they've got the ability to get the ball into play, and this is where they can catch teams out.
That missed header has led it to Chittadini on the edge of the box, has a strike deflected. Porter's there, the goalkeeper is too. I think he might have been offside there, Porter, but Daniel Margosh putting himself in the danger area.
Really does a lot of hard work, and a lot of work that people don't normally see a lot of.
Passio John doing the work to find Klimek free, and now it's Trimboli with a left-footed strike. Caught neatly on the volley there, but he can't find the target mark.
Press a little bit higher, press a little bit harder, and it's proof in the pudding now.
Back to Klimek, first time delivery. Finds all the way out to Styles, who tries to lift it far post for Slattery, wins the header. Trimboli, does he get a second opportunity? He's going to go with his left again. And now John with Nagel. John has the strike. It's just past the far post mark.
Supremacy with that ball and on the park.
Here's Visser back with the ball at his feet to sight for Metro fans to enjoy. Woodfin now finds the free man. Satira puts a ball in. More fantastic work there from young Chris Vivian, getting in the way once again, Mark. And
he's zip, and we've seen that by the fact that the passing has been fantastic.
That's an excellent ball from Chittadini to his opposing winger in Visser. He's going 1v1, trying to favour it onto that left foot. It is strike, but over the bar, and it's not deflected either, as Visser's trying to claim, but
him in the side.
Playing his 32nd game today. It's also in line with Jackson Walls and his goalkeeper there in Cody Ostrike. And they're the three to play all games this season. Now we're in the box with Chittadini, has a strike. It's got not enough power on it as Margush can come, and he may give a word there to, looks like, here's Polly. Great deep delivery. Mapaw's there with a header. It's a great save though. Cody Ostrike down to his right. Push it out for a corner, but
another 45, very similar to the first 45. Both teams willing to attack, both teams throwing themselves on the line to defend.
Now McNamara has to deal with this. Hisamoto's going to beat him to the ball. Looks to have a strike, deflected, and it's in, Mark! Into the top right corner, and it's Maya Hisamoto who opens the scoring here in the RA NPLSA final. And what a goal it is, Mark.
We said they've started 100 mile an hour, both teams going for it. Croydon, first team to capitalise. Noah McNamara can't clear his lines. He's gone to hook it out. Trimboli read where he was going to go, managed to get the block in. It fell kindly to Hisamoto. Then Hisamoto able to get his shot on target.
Came out on the winning side of that occasion. So far in grand finals for Metro, he's not been so lucky. There's another turnover in the middle of the park. Trimboli, his touch is loose, but he beats Gow to the ball. Now he switches it. Excellent vision from Trimboli to find Passio John. He has the strike and it's deflected. And no more great defensive work from wingers. That was Chittadini all the way back. High boot there by Martinelli, but he's going to win the ball. Looks to deliver near post. No touch forthcoming for Croydon.
Up, Ren obviously, then Nagamatsu moved on. Windsor's come in. So when you're playing a side like this, that just allows you the opportunities as well.
Right in the thick of things there with a great touch. Looking for the return by Visser. Shapes to shoot instead, and maybe that was the wrong option as it skies well over the bar. But a good first introduction there for Owen Windsor. Took the ball down.
Coming off, but I think they'll be on fairly soon, unlike the delay to Owen Windsor when he made his entry due to an issue with the colour of his socks.
Ball comes in and it's a big chance there. Another switcher play by Woodfin. It's excellent to Visser. He's got to look to put a ball in here. Looks for the cutback instead. It's Chittadini. It's deflected. We're going to see another chance here on the break. Greco has fed Alexander Good. But his shot is deflected out, and there was some good defending there by Metro Stars.
Exactly.
The other will take him on and look for the pass. He looks for the pass instead. And he spun well there, Windsor. And it's Chittadini with only the goalkeeper to beat. Takes it past him. and he can't find the back of the net. It's cleared off the line there by Vivian, but it's still alive here for Metro. And they'll win in the Shield final as well, so he's a man for the big occasion, and he might be the one to finish things off here tonight, but struggling to clear their lines here at Croydon. Visser trying to find the feet at Windsor. He's in behind, takes it past another one at Windsor. Too close to the goalkeeper, and Croydon will clear, Mark. But they're really pushing up. Can Croydon seal things off here with a second? Delivery into the box. It's dangerous, and it's just over. Additional time.
I was going to say that was just announced around the ground, the 6 minutes, and that's the boos from Croydon side of the grandstand.
D'Angelo's in the box now, looking for a cross, and it's in! It's Woodfin, the hero! The Americans got them back in the clash, Mark, and it's at the death here. He's just nicked into the near post. We said it might have been too late, but it's never too late for the Americans.
No, we always said it might be too late, but Metro have always got the opportunity. You can never write them off. And we thought that was a little bit odd that Woodfin was getting the ball rolling quickly, but it allowed McNamara to swing that ball into the far post. D'Angelo fighting, and we're going to head to extra time by the looks of it.
What a moment for Metro Stars. They're back in this game, and we look like we're heading to extra time, but there's still 5 minutes to play here, Mark. And by all means, there could be more chances. Still in the box, and it's another goal! And it's Andre Cole, the hero for Croydon! We thought it was over, but it's not over, and Croydon look like they're going to go all the way to the win.
We can't say that now. We cannot say that now. We've just seen 2 goals in the space of a minute.
We said he was the man for the big occasions, Andre Cole, and he hasn't had too many this year, but this could be the biggest for him. Goals in grand finals. Who else do you call for but Mr. Andre Cole, Mark?
He's had a rough season. He's just come up and possibly won it for Croydon. Passage on. All the hard work he's put in this whole game. Puts in an absolute delightful ball.
McNamara can clear. Only to Martinello. A slip. Greco. Can he seal it with a third? It's deflected, and it's going to be a corner, Mark. That's another clearance. And the whistle's in the mouth of Regis Quefalek, and your champions for 2025 are Croydon FC. After 8 long years of wait, the crown is finally theirs, and it's going back to Bologna, Mark. It's bedlam there on the pitch. Your 2025 REA NPLSA champions. 6th time champions of SA here. And they're back on top, Croydon. The underdogs tonight, but they're going to be heroes for years.
I think something most people don't realise about being a referee is how rewarding it actually is, and like the amount of friends and mates you make along the way. Like, it's just a really great community. I was really nervous. I just got a random call up and I went out to the ground, but it was really great. Like, I had great support my first game, and it was really good to just be surrounded by people who did support me. I love officiating football because it's really rewarding, and like, it's a great way to be still a part of the game even if you aren't playing. I think my "this is why I do it" moment was last year, this year actually. I made my debut as an A-League official, and just being in front of like a big crowd was really cool to have experience, and it clicked in that moment. I was like, yeah, this is 100% why I do it. I have a great support system like here at FSA behind me. I would 100% say to someone who was thinking of becoming a referee to absolutely just go for it. Like, it's not as scary as you think it might be. Like, it's really good.
Welcome back for the second half here at Cassinco Stadium. West Orange Birkalla 2-0 up at the break against Para Hills Knights. A double substitution they've just made as well. Emmanuel Wary and Michael Diana both have just come on. And certainly more needed from the home side in this second half as we get underway, courtesy of the second goal scorer of the afternoon, Zoitar Khani. Vidmar to Jared Clark. Clarson Thomas tries to go around his body, and he does do so. On here, Tarkani.
At the corner! At the corner! He fucking touched it! Corner! Fucking save that!
Also, Birkalla have also brought on Amir Ibrahim at the break. Did start last week against Comets. Para Hills trying to get something early out of this. Clarson Thomas in with a hard collision there on Wary. Guerrera tries to put a Dijo through. And foul given. Deficit.
Joey, next lap off. You've got something to deal. Yatesy, drop your line. Keep going, Yak, keep going, Yak. We live or what?
Dijo with the touchdown. But a loose ball lets Birkalla on the counter. Blackwood with strength gets himself to the edge of the box. Falls at the last hurdle. Late one there from Ryan Yates. Nothing more than the foul though.
Face. Hello, Joey. On the ball, Joey.
Manuel Wary to take this one. Another new signing from that Salisbury United reserve side that won the reserves grand final. Played the 2 senior SL1 matches last year. The former Modbury Jet and Metro Star. Sturton West Adelaide, speaking of State League 1, also now underway, that being the grand final rematch from the SL1 grand final last year. Up at Carina Reserve, back in the NPL once again. That's a ball over the top and to the side towards a Dijo as a low power ball comes in across. More than easy enough for Harpers to catch. Good touchdown by Ibrahim. Claims of a handball, but not in the eyes of the referee, and I think that is the right decision there. Especially, I think the rule is if it comes off your own foot onto what would be considered a handball, it's not a handball in that case. Yates. Nice turn by Clarson Thomas, and he can put Abdullahi through, but he couldn't hold his line and he's offside.
Bill, super turn. Nice one. Bill, well done. Bill, just be way here.
starts to pick up here. It's still about 25 degrees here in the north of Adelaide. Breezely certainly cooling us down a little bit. That's a flicked on header. Leaves one in the box at the option of Clarkson Thomas. Numbers slowly after and coming. The ball's high. Blackwood really leaping to try and win the header there. Ibrahim. And then again it falls through for Guerrera. Has two on him, and that's well done by Alan Welsh. And the ball over the top. Fusco will capture.
Slowly, G.
Caruso. Eric. Ulaj. Back to Fusco. Sprays it wide to Caruso. He's up against Clarkson Thomas, and Clarkson Thomas does well with his body to win it back. He'll get it here from the 1-2. Had Sarkani and Abdullahi in the box for him. Goes to the edge for Blackwood. He passes it on one time, maybe one time too many. Couldn't get the touch right there, could Michael Diana. And that through ball will be reached by Abdullahi. He can find the cut back to Blackwood. Takes the deflection until it is cleared. Long ball over the top to no one in particular. Halts a Para Hills Knights attack. Vidmar. Sarkani loses the ball under his feet.
Good JC, good shot JC.
Akakpo finds a DJ. The ball through only finds Kane Vidmar. Clarkson Thomas puts a nice ball through for Blackwood if he can get the touch right. Bit too loose.
That's all right. Well done, Dill. Good ball.
From the former
Easy, G. Get your breather.
Sydney FC player, the two-time Australia Cup winner, George Blackwood. Joined the club last season. 3 goals and 5 assists to his name. Back with Fusco. Caruso. Ulaj goes for the long switch ball. Sindahari gets it down. Has the pressure on from Ibrahim. Has trained with the Sudanese national team, has Amir Ibrahim. Vidmar. Now Blackwood. It's a decent ball over the top if he can get the header down right, which Adijo unable to do so. It's a decent ball from Manuel Wary. It's a late one in there from Blomley, and it will be given as a free kick. Ball over the top. Fusco only gets a real hand to it, and actually ended up being a foul. Ullard. Out for a Burke's throw. Looks like at the moment Tyrese Conway and Brody Everett warming up for Birkalla to come on. Had a great time out last time here, did Tyrese Conway. A second half hat-trick for him, which secured at least a point for them in round 1 last year. At the moment looks to be 3 in round 2. Clarkson Thomas, great use of the body there. Finds Carney, ball over the top. Fusco collects and goes quickly. Sindahare can't get past Jared Clark. Spent time in Serbia with Vojvodina as Jared Clark. Also with the Adelaide United youth team, of course. His ball comes in, the header from Guerrero. He doesn't actually reach it. Sindahare putting the pressure on Amir Ibrahim. Pouncing there was Marley McFall. Is that a late one? No. Still in the box here, though. Guerrero doesn't reach him. Birkalla throw.
Good deal, good deal. Come hard, Zoe, come hard, Zoe.
Ready to cover time. Hey, me.
Zoe off, hey, deal off, deal. Go Whitey!
They go forward again.
Wilshy.
Alan Welsh. Tarkani. Abdullahi.
Front feet.
That's a nice ball through for Ibrahim. Has options in the middle, goes low. Just touched enough by Wary. Takes his time before clearing. Only goes right towards his opposing goalkeeper, Nicholas Harpus. Another clean sheet is looking on the cards for him. Clark goes over the top. Caruso. Now Michael Diana. Started last week, did Michael Diana. Was sort of a surprise name on the team sheet when we saw it against that opening match against Croydon. But for only 19 years of age, was on free kicks and corners, very confident, and has come on to try help his side get something out of this round 2 fixture. Marley McFall. Oh, he's hit his head there, and play will have to be stopped. I think it just came off maybe the shin. Para Hills now getting some substitutions ready of their own. We continue. Blackwood. Oh, falls on the ball uncharacteristically there. Another loose pass. Can Para Hills get something out of this? Sindahare has it taken off of him. No foul. Sindahare goes down, but no advantage given. Sprays it right. Diana goes for the shot. Oh my! Michael Diana puts a result back on the cards for Para Hills. And the substitute makes it 2-1 from range. Just after the hour mark, the halftime substitution of Michael Diana makes a difference. Offside flag goes up. And with that goal, Birkalla look to bring on their weapon from last year, Tyrese Conway, ready to enter the field of play. It will be Abdullahi to come off. Only had a few minutes off the bench last week, did Tyrese Conway. Came on in the 89th minute alongside Seb Smith, not in the squad today. So we'll have just under half an hour to try and recreate what he did here last year. Guerrera.
Drop your line.
Of course, had that brace last week against Croydon, which unfortunately for them didn't come to much anyway. Sindahare tries a spectacular effort of his own. Clarkson Thomas. Sarkani. Back to Dylan Clarkson Thomas. Nearly gets it all the way through for George Blackwood. Clark gets in the way of that through ball, but it's a foul given. I'm not too sure of the stats, but I would hesitate to guess that would be one of their few, or maybe their first shot on target for Para Hills. Again, I'm not too sure of the stats, but at half-time they didn't have any, and I can't recall too many this half either. Oh, a touch on there from Miley McFall. I'm not sure if it was needed with the option of Caruso behind him. Sindahare slips there, but keeps on his feet, and Ryan Yates just has a clip on the heels there to make him go down a second time. And a free kick for Para Hills. As a push and shove between Sindahare and Yates plays out. Dion Turner will just have a chat to the both of them. And Dylan Clarkson-Thomas. Ladder just being a bit of a nuisance to the Para Hills Knights captain. Fairly enough so. Until he's been asked to just come back a bit by our referee. Look to put this one in Moulage, you'd imagine. He does, finds it at the back post, headed away. Falls on the edge. Nearly finds its way through. Moulage has a strike of his own, claims of a handball, very quickly waved away. Edge of the box here! It was a decent enough shot from Adijo, which forced Harpers into a save. And the pressure is mounting from the home side. This is something we've really yet to see from him in this match. Long throw comes in, but Harpers too easy for him. Another giveaway. Adijo goes over the top. Sindahare gets the touchdown. Again, another loose one. Clarkson-Thomas now. Once again, the turnover results in a Birkalla attack. Blackwood goes wide to Tsoy Tarkani, bit behind him, but does track back to get it. Tarkani, I think, under just a bit of pain at the moment. You saw when he received that ball, just sort of clutched at his left leg. Maybe the next one to come off for Birkalla. Clark, that's a nice pass to Clarkson-Thomas, and he'll try and put it through. Oh, Rasta Kakbo heading it right back to Lachlan Fusco. Although neither the two of them too worried about it. Certainly a few watching here would have had hearts in mouths there. Another strong challenge in from Ryan Yates. No advantage or foul given, so play on is fine. That's a poor touch. Couldn't take it past. And just gets a bit silly over in the corner there. And all of a sudden, a game that's been played in relatively good spirits just descends that slight bit. Dion Turner will have a bit to sort out after what was a pretty unnecessary scuffle. Dion Turner and Cameron Joy just in discussion on that far side about what the next port of call is. In situations like that where it is sort of all in, it's a bit hard to adjudicate, in all fairness. He summoned Tyrese Conway. Of course, he has only just come on. And he'll be booked. I think because he came in after pretty unnecessarily, wasn't even involved in whatever happened over there. And also will be a booking for the other substitute, Emmanuel Wary. And that will be the end of that one. Double substitution to come. Will be Brody Everett and Christophilus to come on as well. Everett, a former South Adelaide youth player, and has been a part of the NTC setup. Christophilos, of course, came on late and scored late last weekend against Comets as well. Looking for maybe a bit of the same to just halt any nerves from the West Torrens Birkalla side. Ibrahim puts it in low for Conway. His strike goes wide and it will be a goal kick, despite claims of a corner. Maybe in hope more than anything.
Well, she makes sure second is none, it's all us.
Certainly a enthralling last 20 minutes we have here at the Cass & Co. Fusco goes long with his goal kick. Might bounce in favour of Birkalla. But again, a loose pass is giving it away to the other side. Asking for a helping hand, but not getting it. As Para Hills ready some substitutions of their own. Chan Mayol and Lansana Smith to come on. Lansana Smith, one of the few to remain from last season. 2 goals and 2 assists for him in 20 matches. Marco Guerrero to come off. Had a few bright moments, maybe just lacking that goal in which he got 2 of last week for Guerrero. And also Samuel Adijo came off as well. Long free kick to come in at the back post. Headed downward, Smith with his first touch of the football. Only just coming on. Another pull down that time from Sindahare. Free kick for Birkalla. Clark. Larson Thomas and now Ibrahim. Joined from West Adelaide. That's a long clearance by Vidmar high into the air. Blackwood wins the header. All the way back by Emmanuel Wary. Cleared by Fusco. That one onto the hill behind us and then punched back onto the field by a member of our crowd. Blackwood does well to intercept. Everett. Everett still with it, looking for his first senior goal. Had the angle for it, just not the conviction. Unable to get on target of the 18-year-old. Large goes over the top. And it falls through for Lansana Smith, who Just taken down by Christophilos. Nice switch. And a good touchdown to match from Ibrahim. Touch through for Clarkson Thomas, just a little bit to the side of him. Unable to stretch enough Clarkson Thomas to reach it. Work from Chan Mail down this left side. Still trying. Lansana Smith, it falls to him from the deflection. Caruso in the middle now. Mail. We'll get it back from the 1-2. The two number 10s battling and pushing. And Mail ending up on top of Clarkson Thomas.
Don't be silly. What's the hand? Run the channels.
Bit more angst coming into this the later we go on in the 90. No clean sheet for Birkalla either this week. I'm sure they'll be disappointed about after a good performance last week. Wary. Ball large. His ball goes right out of play and able to be touched down. To be kept in. Blackwood ends up conceding the free kick and it goes the way of Para Hills. Again, Para Hills Knights push very high up into attack here. Only one behind the free kick in Kai Blomley. Jordan Caruso now just slowly coming back as an option. Lansana Smith on the header. Not someone you'd normally see on the end of those ones. Boots it downfield, just has a slight tug and again, just unnecessary really from Caruso. Not really too sure why he felt he had to do that. It was threatening, but it wasn't that threatening really. And that sort of foul was needed, I think. Yellow card and free kick. The end result. Birkalla able to attack now after, for the last quite a period of time, really. They've been stuck in their own half.
Be smart, Kano. Hey, come on. 15 to go. Last 15, mate.
They try and go quickly, but referee not ready to play. Two in the wall. Christophilos on the free kick. Looks for the header. And there's a foul from Birkalla in the box. Wins the header well, does Ibrahim. Caruso. Conway puts in a ball through for Everett. That's a good challenge by Wary to prevent any oncoming. Any seconds that tick down now is, or that the ball isn't in play for Birkalla, is good time used, you'd think, for them. Cross comes in at the back post. Ibrahim unable to get it on target.
Bravo, Chris! Ty, get out! Ty, get out! Long ball!
Cleared by Clark.
Go, you in, bro.
Everett gets the touchdown nicely. Puts it through for Blackwood. On his right. He was on a tight angle. It was a difficult one if he was to shoot on goal, which he did do so in the end.
Help him, Dill. Stay up, G.
Mayo has it taken off of him. Finds Everett in midfield. Welsh.
Good, Chris.
Christophilos. Less than 10 minutes left for either Para Hills to get an equaliser or West Torrens Birkalla to seal it with a winner. At the moment, there's no real indication of, if either of those are to happen, which way it will go. Para Hills have certainly come into the second half much better than they did the first. That's well found to Caruso. Mayo goes out. He'll take the throw too. And he'll go long, actually. He was asking for options in the box. Finds it long in the box. Lansana Smith on one of the tightest of angles. He went for goal. Birkalla's throw.
Plenty of work, bros, defensively as well. Jay, keep working.
Carson Thomas pulls Emmanuel Wary back there pretty obviously. After this, Para Hills have an away trip to Beergrad on Friday night. Birkalla have two games in a row at home against Campbelltown and then Beergrad as well. Both on Friday nights. That one's launched fairly long. Jared Clark gets the header down. Lansana Smith trying to apply the pressure from up front. Everett. Sturt Lions 2-0 up against West Adelaide over at Carinya. Good touchdown by Christophilos. Christophilos pulls the trigger. Only finds that back netting. For now, unable to recreate what he did last week against Comets, coming on and scoring late.
Tuck in. Get more central next to Welsh.
Again, a long ball. That goes over heads. Goes out for a throw in front of that main stand here. Throw in. Goes down the line to Lansana Smith. Has Kane Vidmar rattled in with a few nice touches to clear it out of danger. Cross too much. Harpus.
Get high, bro.
Everett needs to win this battle against Caruso, but the left back for Para Hills gets it and clears, but not to a teammate. Clarkson Thomas. Blackwood looking for a second. And then the shot! That time from Nathan Antianto. Goes wide of Lachlan Fusco's left post. Blomley sprays it wide. Caruso. Now Smith had Clark behind him who commits a foul. A bit too eager on that occasion. Large has been in roughly this position before today in a free kick. Yet to make them count. We'll go again. That's not a bad ball in. It's headed. It's going towards goal. It's been poked in! With 4 minutes left! Para Hills have found an equaliser! Through Emmanuel Wary. Birkalla just losing sight of the ball. And this leaves us with a grandstand finish. In somewhat similar circumstances to last year. Here in Para Hills. What a last period we have on our hands here. Blackwood goes down the wing. Ball comes in early. Headers there. What a save from Fusco. And that could have been it right there. If not for the strong hand of Lachlan Fusco.
Keep him going, Kano, keep him going. Talk to him, come on. Let's go, here it is, come on. Okay, come on, come on.
Corner comes in at the near post. Flicked on header. Goes out of play. Two substitutes have come on and scored for Para Hills this afternoon. Sindahare can't win that header. Neither can Christophilos. And Lansana Smith puts it through. Diana unable to reach it. Ball just outrunning his legs. Ball over the top for Everett. Against Caruso, Everett gets in front first. Everett still has it. Has the incoming option. Goes edge of the box. Alan Welsh. Blackwood didn't get the touch right and Para Hills launch. A long ball. Too much for Lansana Smith, and Harpis will clear into the car park. And Joe Allison, Para Hills Knights coach, quick to play ball boy and launch a ball back into play for his side to resume with the throw. Will be another long throw. Headed away by Vidmar. Oulage gets the touchdown. Just trying to clear their lines at the moment, Birkalla. Under enormous pressure. Sindahare. And Sana Smith is touch poor. Ibrahim. Christopoulos. Won by Caruso. The bench up on their feet. Lansana Smith couldn't get there in front of Kane Vidmar. Clark. Welsh. And that's a ball through. Conway's offside. The West Torrens Birkalla bench extremely unhappy with that call. I'm sure opposing Para Hills Knights very happy. Wary. His ball goes over heads and all the way out for a goal kick. Goal kick. And he finds the head of Kai Blomley.
Keep working, come on!
Ball switched. Chested down by Everett. Caruso is on a booking. And they will be asking that question, the West Torrens Birkalla bench. And it will be his second yellow, which will result in a red card. Down to 10 for the final minutes are Para Hills. And a player who's come through the club, won trophies at youth level, will not play any more part in this one for the final moments. Is that going to be the difference this afternoon? We're very much into additional time here. If there is to be a winner. Everyone back for Para Hills, almost everyone forward for Birkalla. It comes in, the header deflects for a goal kick. 3-0 goes Sturt against West Adelaide. That one will go straight out of play. Header won by Wary. His goal now. The difference between 1 or 3 points between these two. Vidmar gets past one, then another. Andy Yanto back with Vidmar up in the nosebleeds and wins it back again. Blackwood nicely through. Could this be the winner from Vidmar? Would have been one of the most unlikeliest of goal scorers if that was to be. Into the 5th minute of additional time now. You can't imagine there'll be too much more left. If anything, this could be the last kick of the game. I think I might have just overheard 1 more minute to be played. So maybe one more opportunity for either side. Vidmar goes over the top. Fusco quick off his line to come capture. As soon as the ball left his boot there, Lachlan Fusco, a very loud exclamation of disappointment. Gives it right back to Birkalla, and it's in their hands now. Switch to Ibrahim. The header down. And Ianto won't get there first. Fusco will do. Para Hills maybe happy to hold for the draw. Sure they won't mind if they can attack once more though. Lansana Smith against Jared Clark it looked like, but Kane Vidmar got there in front. Big mismatch in terms of height there. Tremendous fight back from Para Hills. Long throw once again from Chen Mao. Again, one of the last opportunities of the match, you'd imagine. Headed away. It's edge of the box here. Diana again! And that is where the full-time whistle is blown. It could have been Michael Diana for the brace. But instead, we end at 2-2. An intense affair between these two clubs comes to an end here in round 2. Blackwood and Sarkani in the first half, and then Diana and Wary in the second, to leave us with a full-time score of Para Hills Knights 2, West Torrens Birkalla 2. Looking at the full-time stats, 2-2 final scoreline, 5 shots, 4 on target for Para Hills, 19 shots, 8 on target for West Torrens Birkalla. A combined 30 fouls between the two sides, 14 for Para Hills and 16 for Birkalla. And of course, Jordan Caruso getting sent off in the last 5 minutes for Para Hills to finish the match with only 10. In the end, didn't make too much of a difference. A thoroughly entertaining affair here at Casinco Stadium. It's been a pleasure to have your company this afternoon. Plenty more football to come in round 2, of course. 2 more games to be played tonight between Metro and Playford, and then Croydon and Adelaide City as well. But from us here, I've been Seb O'Neill. Full-time score here at Casinco Stadium. It's Para Hills Knights 2, West Torrens Birkalla 2.